Oh, this is interesting. Sorry, everybody. It's just taking a little bit longer for this to work. And here we go. Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the higher vibrational podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to Sherry Lord. This is really interesting today. It's like, join us live on the Sherry Lord. And it's just for some reason. Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day. So we're going to show it again and see if it will play. Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the higher vibrational podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to SherryLord.com for more info. Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the higher vibrational podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to SherryLord.com for more info. Hey, we finally got it to work. Welcome, everybody, to the Spirituality and Authors podcast. And I'm your host, Sherry Lord. We're so happy to be here today because we have amazing guests. We are so excited to have Stacey McCann, and she's an author and she has a new book release. And we're so happy. Her topic today is going to be on mental health and mind keeping. And if you see her, she is on Instagram. She is all over and she's amazing. You got to watch her videos. I mean, she's got a wealth of information that she will share with you through her videos. Even when they're the short ones, you get a lot out of it. The following these are her principles: opens the door to your higher luminous consciousness where you have the power to soar. Set up, organize, analyze, and repair any problem or circumstances that keeps you stuck, unhealthy, and limited by the physical mind. She is the next generation human. We love her, author, Empath, and creator of Mindkeeping. She helps individuals free their mind of pain and struggle by evolving them into a higher consciousness called the Lumen. The Lumen mind consciousness moves you past your five senses and into the sixth sense, like upgrading from a 3G to a 5G network on your phone. This connects the mind, body, and spirit as a network system, elevating every part of your stimulus for fast, lasting solutions to any of life's problems. You are amazing, Stacy. We're so happy to have you on our show. Welcome back. You always have, I love the topic. Mental health is a big thing right now. Mental health and mind keeping. So go ahead and share a little bit about you. There's some people that remember you, but there's a lot of new people who watch us, and we'd like to know a little bit more about you.
Okay, I'll give you the dime store version. Basically, I've always been attracted to things that were spiritual, just because they would happen to me. I had incidents that happened to me, but I just put them aside and ignored them because I didn't want to be the weird kid until my youngest child was born. And when he was born, he was diagnosed as borderline asthmatic. He was pretty sick. I had two other kids. I didn't have the time or the money to constantly take him back and forth to the doctor all the time. So I thought that if I put my hands on him with the intent to draw out the infection, it would work. And it did. Every time I put my hands on him, by the next day he was better. And I knew I was doing something because he was only 6 months old. So I knew it wasn't a placebo effect. It was actually some sort of transformation that was happening. So that started me on a journey of what the heck am I doing? I'm doing something. What am I doing? So I took the next 7 or 8 years and I just learned and studied and tried and practiced and experienced every possible thing I could try. I've been, like I said, I've been read, I've been bled, I've been poked and prodded, energized. I've even had my teeth red. So there are so many different modalities of things that I tried to come that I came to the conclusion that even though people want to help me and they want to point me in the right direction, it's still their take on
Right.
spirituality, their take on things.
Yep.
So from there, I just decided I'm not going to read another book ever. And what would we do if there were no teachers? What if there were no Bible? What if there was no Jesus or Buddha or anybody else? How would we know what was spiritual from
Right.
what was physical? So I just started asking myself the questions and started self reflecting. And it evolved, and I evolved. And the more I knew about myself, the more I knew about other people. And that is how Mindkeeping, my company, that's how Mindkeeping began. Because
Wow.
it's really about what's going on in your mind. So we have to know what we put in so we know what's coming back out. And it's really, really important that we learn how to balance between what's physical and what's spiritual. So, which we don't do. So that's what brings us to the mental health part of it.
Okay.
Okay, so the thing is, mental health, people think of mental health as being mentally disabled or you have a problem. They don't think of mental health necessarily as, your everyday, um, how you take care of yourself every day. We usually wait until there's a problem and then you become mentally unhealthy. But your mental health affects everything that you do. It affects your decision making, your ability to handle stress, to handle
Right.
anxiety, everything that you do, how you choose your relationships, everything you do is based on how your mental health, how mentally healthy you are. And mental health isn't just your thoughts. It isn't just about thinking. Mental health is encompasses everything because our mind is a system. Our
Yeah.
mind isn't just our thoughts,
Yeah.
it's a whole
Yeah.
system. And when you know how to work that system and you understand how that system works, then you can keep it healthy. And it's really super simple. It's there's it's ridiculously easy that for years I tried to make it more complicated because I said it can't be this easy, but it's easy. It really is. And that's how I created Mindkeeping. And Mindkeeping is really a meditative technology. I hated to meditate. I didn't have the patience for it. I cannot sit like a pretzel. I don't want to breathe a certain way. So I created a way that it would work for me that doesn't require any of that. And with that, it has a four-step framework that goes with it, which teaches you how to SOAR, which means set up, organize, analyze, and repair your mind.
Right.
So
Wow.
2 minutes a day. It's very simple. So that's
Wow. That is really, yeah. A lot of people, they're having problems. It's like they have a hard time focusing. They're having a hard time with the energies. They're kind of feeling scattered. What do you say to those people? How can they, bring everything back into focus?
well. Um, there's a couple of different things that I can say. First and foremost, I want to say is what people don't realize is that everybody in the world is empathic, and some people are more sensitive than other people. And when you're really a sensitive, empathic person or a highly sensitive person, which is probably 40% of the world,
Okay.
um, you what happens is if you don't know your own energy, if you don't know your own mind, and you're not keeping your own mind, what happens is because you're so empathic, you pick up signals from everybody and everything else. So your mind is just a ball of confusion. It is
Yeah.
completely confusing because you don't know what you're thinking from what somebody else is feeling. For instance, you can maybe walk into a room. Let's say you have your spouse. Your spouse walks in and he says, "I love you." Okay, his mouth might be saying one thing, but if you don't feel those
Okay.
feelings, you doubt what you're being told because empaths go by what they feel. They don't go by
Right.
what they think. And they try to fit into a world that thinks, and that just creates more confusion. so
Okay.
that's so that's one issue. So I really address that a lot in my book as far as
Wow.
being an empath and how to discern what's your energy from others. Because once you know what your energy is, there's a saying: if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Um, when you know your own energy, then You don't get swayed by what somebody else wants. You don't get
Yeah.
coerced. You know who you are. You know what you're about. You know what
Yeah.
you want. And you're okay saying to someone, no, I'm sorry, this isn't working for me. It's not personal. It's not about you, but this isn't what I want, because I know what I want because I can feel what I want. And you don't get tied into feeling guilty or wrong or um, entrapped by somebody else's feelings or societal feelings. That's one thing, and that's with empaths. The other thing is people have a habit of their minds race. They can't shut off their minds. Mindkeeping is excellent for that because it teaches you how to slow down. You slow down your mind, then you can. It's like if you're driving your car 80 miles an hour down the highway, you're going to miss some of the things that are on the side of the road. But when you learn how to slow down and you're going like 40, you're like, oh wow, there's a cow. Oh hey, look at it, there's somebody over there. Oh wow, a honey stand. I want to go pick up some honey.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, you can see what's going on, so you can process it better, and you're not stuck with all the nonsense that goes on in your mind. Now, another thing to think about is if you think of your mind, just imagine that every thought, every feeling, every experience, every belief, every thing that goes on in your mind, imagine it like a piece of paper thrown in the middle of your mind. So every time you have a thought, it's a piece of paper, okay? If you have 20 thoughts, it's 20 pieces of paper. You have a feeling, there's some more paper, and there's some more paper, and there's some more paper. Now, multiply that by your age.
Wow.
Now, I can guarantee you, most people have never cleared their mind. So if you're 40, 50, 60 years old, you have so much stuff stuck in your mind that you don't need that it just clogs it down. It's like using an old flip phone now in the technology that we have available to us with other phones. I'm just using that as the analogy. But it isn't, you want to be the best version of yourself, and you can't be the best version of yourself if you don't evolve your mind and you don't keep your mind. It's the most essential thing.
That's huge. No, that is so, you're giving us such clarity, and the people who are watching us will get this clarity. And we want to tell people, please chat, say hi, so you can win a book from Stacy, and you're going to love her book. You're going to be able to shift, get clarity, and I think it will also help interact with other people in a better way.
If anybody has a question or an issue that they want me to address, I'm glad to do that. So, feel free if there's anybody out there.
Yes, you can ask a question. Make sure you have comments on your end. And this is good. We do. She will answer your questions too. But I also know that the mental health is so important. People do get confused with that. They also, like what you made really clarity, empaths especially are very sensitive to everything around them. And there's just different situations with different people. How can they focus a little? Is there a technique they can do to focus, to hone in? Because some people, like I said, you were answering a lot of that. They get a little scattered, and a lot of it is the energies that brings them in. Is there a tool or anything that they could do to help them?
Well, that's the whole point of the book, The Art of Mindkeeping.
Right.
Because it really teaches you, you the process. And I like to think of myself as a lazy person. I don't like to do things over and over and over again if I don't have to. I want, the meat and potatoes, get to the point, let's do it, let's get this done. And that's how I created Mindkeeping. It's very practical. It's very, very practical.
Very good. Very easy.
Right to the point. It's like, you know what, this is how you do it. You learn to set up, organize, analyze, and repair your mind. It takes 2 minutes a day. That's it, as long as it takes you to brush your teeth. So it's very efficient, and you will feel almost immediate results. Like my clients and my students that have tried it, they just love it because no matter what their issue is, they just take an issue and it's like they go through the process. Right. And it's like, within 2 days, a week, it's gone. They don't have that issue anymore because you keep expanding, you keep evolving. And that's what happens, because as you clear your mind out, you can get to your Lumen, because you see, we're stuck in our human mind.
Right.
Our human mind is our physical mind, and that's everything that's external. That's everything that's outside of us. That's everything that we see. And what we want to do is integrate more our lumen, which
Yeah.
is our spiritual mind. So we're, in essence, mind keeping teaches you how to go from human to lumen. So it
Yep.
teaches you how to expand from a human being into a lumen being so that you're able to use those God given gifts that we're all given that we were intended to use. So as you use those gifts, everything in your life just becomes so much easier because you're doing things based on what's right for you, not what you think you should do. And just it's just
Very
wonderful.
transformational. It feels very transformational in such revelation. Like, oh my God, and they feel better, and they focus better, and they live life better, because they
Absolutely.
understand it now. They understand now how to shift it, how to change it. They have tools, and in your book, you give a lot of tools of how to do that.
And
Yeah,
it's very very practical. It's very practical. I am a firm believer that spirituality is not for the chosen few. I believe that's
yeah,
nonsense.
it's
Okay,
for everybody.
spirituality is for everybody. It
It's for
isn't something that's oh so mystical that only a few can get to it.
Mhm. It's for
Bullshit.
everybody.
It's,
Everybody.
it's a bunch of bull. And the art of mind keeping, what it does is it really takes spirituality out of the mystical and it brings it into the practical for everybody to use. So it's not like some woo woo tool that you need to have. It's just a very practical, easy to use way of living that puts more emphasis on you and your own mind than the things that are outside of you, because as you learn and you grow, and especially as you get older, you realize everything outside of you is just really a reflection of what's inside of you. But you don't chase things like you did because those outside things just don't matter anymore. What
Yeah.
matters is really how you're aligned with what is perfectly right for you. What is your plan? What takes you to your highest place? What gives you the most joy? What makes you the happiest? What makes your heart sing? You
Yeah,
know,
people are seeking right now. People are seeking change. And this is really gonna be, a really, like you said, a practical book that really they'll know the difference. They'll know the difference. And they'll be able to work on themselves and grow and be more happier, filled with more joy in their life. And I feel that it's empowering. I also felt the word to say empowering. I feel like this is empowering yourself in so many ways. I'm going to bring your book up because we want to talk about your book. And you guys really need to get this book. It's something you're going to keep on your shelf as a reference after you read it and go back and grow. And let's go back up here. I know we'll go to the side, but I can see you. I got to get to the side.
yeah.
It's just the way it kind of comes out. Talk a little bit about, you have a workbook with this as well. And when I talked to you earlier, you said you can get the book form and they can also get it on, is it online too? Like they can read it online as well
Yes.
as a hardcover or a,
Yep. It's
cover?
a paperback or ebook, either one, digital or paperback.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can come separate or it can come with the
Yeah.
workbook. I like the workbook because the workbook just helps you focus on. The book is kind of the overall. It gives you all the information that you need, but the workbook is like you do the workbook for like 2 or 3 weeks. You got it down pat. And I
Right.
happen to think, personally, I think it is the greatest bargain in the world. I think my book and workbook priced together are $29.95, and I think that is the best bargain because where in creation can you go get a, a, a tool? This gives you a tool for life. This is a
Right.
life changer for $29.95. People go to therapy for years and years and years and spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I'm not anti-therapy. Please don't misunderstand. But I'm just saying this is a tool that really gets to the heart of the matter, or as we talked about before, the core of the matter,
Right.
and changes your life. It changes everything. It changes your finances. If you're struggling financially, look at this book because it changes it. If you're struggling with relationships, look at this book because it changes it. You know, if you're, and relationships are everything, or everything we do
Oh,
in life is a relationship, you know, so you want to look at that. But most importantly, it's going to teach you about you. And that's the one thing I guarantee you that you don't know about. You don't know about you. You know more about your spouse, your kids, you know, your
yeah,
friends, your coworkers than you do about your own. And this brings you back to yourself. This brings you to, who am I? What am I
yeah,
about? You know,
yeah,
what's my purpose? What's my greatness? What are all these things? All these things are addressed in this book, so you can look at it. So it kind of gives you an overall of, gosh, what does it really mean? Who am I? What does that mean? And what is my mind capable of? And why aren't I keeping it? You know, you keep your house. What if you never cleaned your house for 30 or 40 years? It would look
yeah.
pretty bad. It would be pretty messed up, right? But it's the same thing with your mind. It's simple. It's, you obviously you sound very passionate about it.
Oh, you need to be. I think it's a wonderful book to give people clarity and tools, how to change, how they can change themselves, how they can make things different, how they get clarity of, oh, now I get it. I have a tool how I can evolve and go beyond. I'm not stuck anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think
Well,
it's
and then
amazing.
And another thing I really like about this is it works on everything simultaneously. So it doesn't just work on your mental faculties. When you're mind keeping, it works on your emotions, your mental, your thoughts, your physical body. Every component of your mind, every component of you evolves simultaneously. So you don't have to keep going back. You don't slip back. You don't go in like, say, for instance, I mean this very generally. If
Right,
you went, say, to an energy healer and you felt better for a couple of days, but you don't know what the actual issue was, and you find that you slide back to where you were. By mind keeping, you don't slide back because you've addressed the whole issue, and
right.
because it removed everything simultaneously, you don't have that issue anymore. You just keep moving forward. It is meant. This is a tool of evolution. We are evolving, and this is a way to evolve, and it's worked for me. It's changed my life tremendously. Obviously, my son now is 33 and healthy. It changed his life. Um, my clients, my students, it works. It works. So
No, it is. It's amazing. And I highly recommend her for book signing. Anybody out there, please give her a shout. How can people get a hold of you?
they can reach me at my website at mindkeeping.com, or they can reach me at Stacy at Mindkeeping. That's my email, or my phone number is scrolling down at the bottom. That any way like that, just reach out. Facebook, Messenger, any way, TikTok, any way. I'm on them all. So just if you have any questions or you want more information, feel free to reach out. Like you said, if you're a bookstore and you're interested, please reach out. If you are a corporation and you want to talk, please reach out. So I'm available. So,
Yeah,
and
she
I'd
is.
love to.
Yeah, Stacy, I've watched you on social media. I've watched your videos. You are a really good speaker. You get your point across. You're very clear with clarity. And I tell you what, this book will change your life. This book is awesome. And you guys make sure, how can they get your book? Can they get it on Amazon? Is it on your website? They can get
Absolutely.
books. Yeah.
They can go on website, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Walmart. It's on pretty much everywhere you can find it.
Oh,
It's
that is
a pretty,
amazing. And you said they can
yeah,
get it with a hard, they can get the original book, a physical book,
yes.
and they can do it for the online, on the online too. They can read it online, like I don't know what they call it.
Yes. They
But it's
ebook.
also
They
the
can,
physical book.
yep.
Yeah,
They can download an ebook, or they can buy the paperback.
yeah,
The workbook I don't have on ebook. I just have that one on paperback. And you can buy them separate. You can buy the book separate, you can buy the workbook separate, or you can buy them in a bundle. So whatever is, whatever works for anyone. But as I said, I think it's a great deal. I think it's the best bargain. It's
And I think this is also a good book. And I just want to state and put this out here. People do, I have friends who do this. They love have a book club. So they will
Mhm.
pick a book and they will have that book maybe for the month and everybody works on that book, and they get the progress and where they are. This will be good for the book clubs out there too, you guys. You might want to check this
Absolutely.
out. And anyone that wants to change or evolve and not be stuck anymore and really have more peace and joy and love in your heart and empower yourself. And like I said, she is an amazing speaker. You definitely want to bring her in. I mean, if you have a facility, a bookstore, a church, she'll be there. She is awesome. And we're so happy you're have value or contributing to the world and impacting them in what you are offering. And tell you what, she is amazing and she's really good. Definitely give her a shout out because she's booking up. So you definitely want to get her booked because I tell you what, you're going to love having her. And so will the people that come to see her. I just want to say thank you so much, Stacy. You've been wonderful. We've had you on our show before, and we'll definitely have you back. I also want to say congratulations on your book and everything that you're doing to help bring change and impacting the world and what you are here to do. And she has a lot of knowledge, but a lot of insight and experiences. And definitely reach out, ask a question. And I was going to do the drawing, but we only have one. We have people that watch us. We're on many different social platforms, including not Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, and we're also on Instagram. So we're on many platforms. Not everybody chats, but we did have someone who did chat. So Andrea AJ Kish, she had won the book. And I asked that Andrea, if you know her, contact her directly. If not, go to Sherry Lord podcast, SHERRYLORD podcast at gmail.com. And I will forward your information to her. And what I will do is put it down here because some people may not remember, at Gmail. And for anybody that had won, they just send their address there and a phone number just in case, something's wrong with the address or a typo somewhere. Contact me so that we can make sure you get your wonderful book. You're going to love it. And I just want to say again, so thankful to have you on our show. And make sure, tell them again how they can contact you.
You can contact me at mindkeeping.com, or Stacy at mindkeeping.com, or my phone number at 904-466-9223. So also any social media platform.
Yeah.
And one last thing I'd like to say is if you do have a book club and you want to read my book, I am willing to, on your last day, do a Zoom with you if you have any questions, and I
Oh,
can
that
answer.
is amazing. Wow, that is really special.
Mhm.
Personal, that would be really awesome. I tell you what, we're just so thankful to have you and so blessed of what you're doing to help bring the change in the world and the impacting the people's lives. So, Stacy, thank you so much. And we also have her on our website at www.sherrylord.com, an upcoming guest. And if you can't read it down here so well, just go to our website. We have her information there. You can click on it and go directly to her. And if you did get what she is, just go directly to her. She is amazing. And anyone that wants to advertise on our show, just go to sherrylord.com. We'd love to network with you and get yourself out there. It be your business, your personal life, or a product, anything you'd like to sell. We definitely would market you very well. And we just want to say thank you for watching us, and we'll see you every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the Spirituality and Authors podcast on the Sherry Lord Show. So blessings to everyone and have a blessed, amazing day and life.
Thank you.